This is a quick video on how cleaning services can increase marketing return on investment, ROI, by creating customer profiles. And what we're going to go over real quick today is by creating a customer profile of whoever your target is and then listing personal attributes that can completely change your marketing tactics. And what our goal is to increase our probabilities of success. My name is Shane Dubell. Our company is methodcleanbiz.com, and we are a digital marketing service. I've been in this industry for about 30 years, and my whole story is here on our website. And I've been involved in retail stores, janitorial, residential carpet, so I've experienced all of this and owned all these different companies. They all have different marketing tactics. So that's why we're trying to create a customer profile so we can get the absolute best return on investment. Sorry about that. So we're going to start with creating the profile by listing 3 or 4 or 5 companies, whoever you want to target. So I just, because mostly for the extremes, I chose 2 different managers. So one's a commercial property manager, a landlord, and restaurant manager. So the next section, after we decide on the target of the industry or the title of the manager that we'd be approaching, next we would think about the personal attributes. The persona is another word that's used. And the reason is that you can see right here with age, the average property manager is around 50 years old, while the average restaurant manager is somewhere around 38. This number can, I just want to say that with the fast food industry, whether you take them in or put them out, this completely changes this number. When you include fast food, that's going to drop to maybe 30, mid-30s. So, or it can go way up when you're talking about fine dining. So I'm just trying to show a point of the difference between the ages of these 2 types, and then continue to go through with what type of education level do they have, their gender, the associations, if any, they would belong to, and all this fun stuff. Because the reason we want to do that is the next section, which is, okay, now that we know this, how will we reach them? Well, when you think about someone who's 50 years old, direct mail can still be a very good marketing tactic. They would read the mail still, especially if they're over 50. And that is a lot of, especially the bigger properties, generally the managers are more experienced and they're older. So that's why direct mail, associations, that's kind of an old school type of thing to belong to the Chamber of Commerce, or in the cleaning industry, BOMA, that's Building Owner and Managers Association. That's another big one that used to be super popular. Door-to-door sales. These are all things that I would definitely be thinking about with the older demographic. Now, with restaurant managers, when you're talking mid-30s or late 30s, they might not be open to some of these things. Now, that doesn't mean they won't at all. What we're trying to do is increase our probabilities of success. We're trying to squeeze the most out of every dollar that we spend. So some of the more of the digital stuff would be more popular among the younger demographic. SEO, AdWords, YouTube. YouTube would be huge. Maybe even TikTok, if you're approaching like fast food type of places or the quick service type of industry. TikTok is going to be somewhere in that demographic. Although I know they're more geared towards teenagers, a lot of people do it. Facebook, Instagram, very popular among that mid-30 demographics, especially among women. Websites are popular among everybody, but I think it's just a natural thing that as you age, I know I'm approaching 50, that technology can become more and more difficult. So that's something to think about with your web pages also, is to not make it too complicated or too many things, buttons to push. If you're attracting, like for instance, if you create a web page for property managers, you might want to keep it really simple, because all that technology can confuse people, especially on their phones. So the next section is, so what do they want? In this section, we're going to explore what do they want in general and from us. So then, after thinking about commercial property manager, what are the things that they want? What are they looking for? What is going to entice them? Of course, price. Price is important for everybody. But one thing to remember with a commercial property manager, their job is to cut costs. So that's the title of the job. Their whole life is about making the owner of the property more money and creating cash flow. That's how they can borrow more money. That's how their net worth goes up, is by cutting costs. So don't be shocked with commercial property managers if they're tough on pricing, because, well, that's what they get paid for. So that's something to think about what they want and the different things that you would list. And a lot of this would just come from your conversations, your general information, your walkthroughs, questions that people ask you quite often. And the final part is, what are their fears? Because once we discover what their fears are, then we can jump ahead of it in our advertising. So if we're running an ad somewhere, a paid ad, we could jump in front of that fear and talk about how we solve that fear. That's the whole purpose of talking about fears in general, and then about us. About us, a lot of the things you're going to find is, what do they fear? We're not going to show up. Our lack of communication. We're disorganized. These are the common things that we're going to raise prices on them too much, too fast, or we're going to upsell them too much. These are all general fears that you'll hear when you talk to these property managers or restaurant managers. It might be other things like attention to detail, and if our ability to work within their hours. A lot of restaurants are open 7 days a week, late at night. These can all be fears, and that's why we want to list this stuff, because this is where our marketing comes from. These are where our messages come from. We just don't pull them out of thin air. We try to think about what is important to the customer, to the prospect. And again, my name is Shane Dubell, and our company is methodcleanbiz.com. We're a digital marketing service for the commercial cleaning industry, janitorial, carpet cleaning. You can visit our website, you can email me, you can call me, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.